Hello, hello, hello. I don't know quite how to do this. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. But we're not doing a Valentine's project. So I am using StreamYard. So if I can't see your name on Facebook, it'll just tell me Facebook user. So, yep. Hello from Texas, Facebook user. Sorry, but I can't see your name. Hello, Sue. Yes, I'm live both in YouTube and in Facebook. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. Don't worry, I can still see your comments, and if you have questions or whatever, I just can't answer you. It's Sandy. I assumed it was you, Sandy. Facebook user, it's me, Sandy. Okay. So, hi, Liz. Welcome, welcome. So, yes, I really appreciate that you're all popping in. Hello, Jane. And hello from Scotland. And Sarah, thank you. Hello, Steph. Yes, for some reason, Guten Tag, that must be Brian. Yes. Oh, there we go. Guten Tag, wie geht's, Brian? Wie geht's? So, Karen's in the house on YouTube. So for some reason, YouTube is absolutely fine, doesn't require this thing for you to go and say, you can use my name. On Facebook, you can actually see it. Other people can see your names. It's just me behind the scenes that can't see it. So really don't stress about it at all. Get good, danke. So he's saying he's good. Thank you. Hello, hello. So I am going to be playing in my journal tonight. And it's giving Sarah a bit of a break after all her packing she had to do from her 2 lovely shows on Monday from Claire's releases, her lovely rainbow release. While we're talking about rainbows, I will be using Olga's lovely rub-ons, which are full of rainbows. But this month's theme in Funky Fossil is rainbow for the challenge. And there is a group in the photos section. So if you go to albums, in the group Fun with Funky Fossils, you can enter 3 times. So you can pop 3 projects into the album. You have to use at least one, preferably more, but at least one Funky Fossil product. And it can be from any line. It doesn't have to be from Claire's rainbow line or from Olga's paint. It can be absolutely anything, but the theme is rainbow. So, Catherine's on a different device. No, I don't think Facebook has a memory at all. So, yes, for Samantha, this challenge is definitely for her, our rainbow queen. And then I will take the ticker away at the bottom. It's more to remind me there's a ticker thing going on down here to say that there is a giveaway alert. So Sarah has kindly offered that she is going to give 2 of these away. And the way it usually works is that somebody will be chosen now while we're live, and then to give everybody else an opportunity, those of you who are watching it afterwards, if you comment in the comments of the live, and also obviously sharing it helps, because I'm not sure if you can share it. I can't see on my screen if it's shareable. Hi, Jane. So obviously spreading the word definitely helps, and so it gives people who are not watching it live the opportunity to be in it to win it. So now that I've said that, I'm going to remove this little ticker thingy. So bye, ticker. Okay, so I have been really loving my journal. So 4 of us designers for Sarah each got the chance to design our own covers for an art journal. So it's a ring-bound art journal, which is personally my favorite. It's what I always used in South Africa before coming to Germany, and I just didn't find an art journal with a ring bind that I liked the paper in. So it's a very fancy giveaway banner. You want one? So Sarah offered us, Olga, myself, Claire, and Zinsky Art, the chance to design our own covers. So my cover, I went with my real grungy look because I thought when I'm finished my album or my journal, I will actually decorate it. And I'll probably go 3D with molds and stamps and stencil work and so on top of here when I am done. But I don't like to do that because then my book doesn't lie flat. So I have got some backgrounds that I have already started. Hello from sunny Florida. Hello back from freezing Berlin. Oh, thank you, saying stunning journal. So I've started playing already, and what I want to show you tonight is that the paper can handle oodles of moisture. So a lot of them, like I literally did this half an hour before the live, and you can see the paper isn't all warped and wibbly and wobbly. I decided to do 2 so that I would have options, and I will be showing you a 3rd one. Now you'll notice that I actually skip a page, and what I do later when I'm finished my pages is I glue them together. And that is simply because no matter how careful you are, there's always going to be bleed and things like that. So I do every 2nd page. And also, especially if you're sticking things in and so on, you find that if you had to do every single page in this book, I don't even know how many pages there are a lot. Your book's going to sit like that. So doing every 2nd page definitely works. And I have left my front cover. I haven't done that yet. So I started with a gap, and then I did this one, left a gap and did that one, and we will be leaving a gap and doing the following one. So that is my journal. Then quickly running through Olga's hi Sarah Lou, wibbly wobbly, yes, very great technical term. So hi Christiana, oft brings him here to bed. Oh, sweetheart. So these are Olga's art stamps, and there are stencils that I have. So I've split this. The mask comes with. Now let's see. Can I do the puzzle? Yeah, something like that. No, completely off. There. That one goes there like that ish. So there we go. So the mask comes with the stencil, and so I'll probably be playing with that. And then I have the paint brushes as well. And there are these lovely rub-ons which have 4 sheets inside. So it's difficult to see what's in there, but Sarah has cleverly printed this on the back. Good evening, Teresa. I love this collection as well. Can't wait for her journal to arrive. So yeah, that is all the messages. So that's what I will be using tonight. And I thought, because I know Olga loves my color theory lecture that I give, and so I'm going to start by just using her little color theory thing on some paper. So now I use this really cheap 300 GSM paper, and I use the back of it because it's smooth, and I am going to, so before we go into the whole art journal thing, we're just going to have a quick art theory lesson. So let's get her, oh wow, Sarah's had to, so Sarah, even you, Facebook is even giving you the joy of Facebook user. So I'm going to do a quick color theory lesson. So if you are part of my online creative community, you will have had this already, but it's never a bad thing to hear it again. And I love the stamp by Olga because you can actually read. So let me just get my colors out. You can actually even read these teeny tiny little words. Yes, Facebook's being very naughty, but it's not actually Facebook. It is dear darling StreamYard. So I'm going to stamp it twice, and now I need to look and see which way is up, and I don't have my, there we go. There's blue, there's red, there's yellow. Okay, so I want it that way up. So I'm going to stamp it twice because I want to use the two combos, the cyan, magenta, and yellow, and then the black, yellow, and red. Because most of us now have a color printer in our homes, or access to a color printer at least. And you will notice when you have to change the inks that you have cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, also known as key in the printing industry. And let me just get my inky pinky, as Tim calls it, the rag. And so why I'm talking about that is because now I can't read this, so I'm just going to randomly put it back for now. You can make any color with your cyan, magenta, yellow, but not so much with your red, yellow, blue. So I have recently just purchased, and I'm going to lay this firmly on Sarah's shoulders. Haha. I've always used other inks, and Sarah introduced me to these inks, and they stamp beautifully, and the colors are amazing. So I went shopping, and I got myself a red, yellow, blue. Okay. And so we have red, yellow, blue. Then I got what I call a cyan, magenta, and the yellow stays the same. Okay. So let's just pop the red over there, because you can overlay these colors and you can get beautiful colors, because these are translucent inks and they stamp beautifully. So we have those, and I've even got myself some funky fossil brushes going for these, with the what I call cyan, so cyan being the blue, magenta being the pink, and the yellow. So that's what I have done for doing backgrounds and things. Then I've got what's known as the secondary colors, the orange, green, and purple. And that's because if you mix, this is the world in theory, if you mix yellow and blue, you're going to get green. If you mix your blue and red, in theory, you're going to get purple. I say in theory because, yes, you get purple, but it's not the greatest purple. And then if you mix your red and yellow, you will get orange. So I just find that when you're working with colors, your cyan, magenta, and yellow will give you a much better color combo. So if we put the red and blue aside for now, if we mix those two, you will get a beautiful purple. And if you mix again the yellow and blue, you will get a green. And if you mix your yellow and pink, you will get an orange. So I just want to say that these colors, when you stamp them out, are going to work exactly the same way, but I just want to use my pencil crayons with the same color combo. So just so that you can see what I'm talking about, I'm going to use this one. So instead of red, I am putting the pink, the magenta at the top. Okay. And then I will have my yellow. So I've got my other colors coming. So yellow, I can use the same on both sides. Okay. And then for this one, yes, CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow key. And she's popped up as Sarah Gray because she's gone over to YouTube, gone over to the dark side. So, yeah, so that is the, and then we're going to put on this one, I'm going to put the cyan. So I'm going with more of a turquoise. Okay. And then I need a red. Let's find a red up here for this one. And I'm going to go with a cobalt-ish color for the traditional blue. So let's go with that one. Okay. So what I want to do is, how am I going to get these to overlap on Olga's thing? Well, let's just get some water brush going. Yes, absolutely any color can be produced by those 4 colors alone. That is the printing industry's colors. So if you're looking at magazines, newspapers, okay, things are different now because you do have what's called digital printing. So things are not always printed in the same traditional way, but in the good old days, that's what they had. The litho had the different plates, and so you print from light to dark, and they all had different screen angles. So what would happen, sometimes you get what's called the moire pattern, moire pattern, and that is because the screens have gone at a wrong angle. So you shouldn't actually see them. The dots, the little dots inside the screen should overprint perfectly so that you don't have that funny pattern that plays on your eyes. Okay, so in theory, this is what we have. In reality, it doesn't work out so well. So between your, I'm going to call them cyan and magenta, we're going to have purple or violet. And over here in theory, you're also going to get violet. And then we will have, between these two, we will have orange and orange. And then we should have a green. Now, what green am I going to go with? I will go with that one. So, that was blue. Well done, you. I wondered why I left with such a big space. Okay, so we will go with green over here. I'm so busy yakking that okay, that should be under blue. But anyway, okay, so let's wet these. So, did you see his live with them this week? Yes, I did see Tim's live with these colors, so I have ordered them. And I got a message just before going live from my craft shop, my local craft shop. Mine have arrived. I will be collecting them on Friday. Happiness is. So let's just do that. And let's just play with the bits that we have left in between. So I'm going to put magenta and yellow, because in theory you can mix these two and they should mix. This is, theory. And then I'm going to put, on this side, I'm going to put magenta, and I'm going to put some of the cyan. We'll do the same over here. So we will put the red and yellow. Then we will put, let's do the same spacing, red and blue. And over here we will do yellow and blue. And over here we will do yellow and cyan. Right, now we're going to just mix these with water. Yes, I was no, yes. Sarah saw my comments during the night and prepping demos. She couldn't say hello. Yes, I was watching it. I do love that man. His education is just next level. I have learned so much from him. So here I'm mixing my red and my yellow, and I'm getting a beautiful orange. Here I'm mixing these two, and again I'm getting a lovely orange. Now we're going to go for the green and the blue, and green and blue, yellow and blue. I'm getting a lovely green. Yeah, I'm going to get the same. Now this is what's going to be telling. Let's see what we get when we mix cyan and magenta. We get a lovely purple, so that'll make our Karen Oppet very happy. And over here where we mix our blue and our red, here's our trouble child. It's okay, it's purple-ish, but yeah, it's not pretty like that one. So that's color theory in a nutshell. So I personally prefer, if I'm going to be blending and mixing colors, I know I won't have any problems if I stick to my cyan, magenta, yellow. So let's put it over here. So we have magenta and cyan, and then I don't know if you can read the yellow, probably not. And on this side we have the blue, red, and then yellow. I just find that if you had to mix all three, so let's just do this. So red, yellow, and blue will give you brown. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just mix that over here. We'll give equal amounts of yellow, red, and blue. And over here we'll do the same. Yellow, magenta, blue, cyan, and give those a mix. And that one could do yellow is overriding everything. That's interesting. Probably because it's my base color. So I'm getting a better brown over here than over there. We can go back with these and add a bit more. And add a bit more. And add a bit more. Okay. So this is what I love about Olga's line, is that, and now they don't want to mix, of course, because now my paper is wet and it's just gone, oh, hello, color, suck. Slurped it in. So I love this because I can either sit and color with all my pencils or my inks and make little color swatches. So you can see that I've actually used them to overlay and see what I'm going to get. And so it really is a true artist's color palette that you can play with and really get to grips with things. So there's one more thing that I want to do, and this is actually what I normally do in my classes, is I'm going to use the black crayon for this. Most people, this is confusing. So all these explanations and names over there, they're confusing. So but most people can draw a triangle. Okay, it doesn't have to be a perfect triangle. And on each end, you can put your red, blue, or yellow if you're doing traditional, or you can have your cyan, magenta, and cyan. Okay, so if you had to mix your red and blue together, in theory, you are going to get purple. I say in theory because the magenta and cyan are going to give you the better one. If you mix your red and yellow together, you are going to get orange. And if you mix your yellow and blue together, you will get green. Okay. So these are then known as your secondary colors because you have to mix the base ones to get the third color. Okay. Now we have what I call opposites on the color spectrum. So let's use opposite to red falls green. And when do we use this color combo a lot? At Christmas time. So your red and your green together look really pretty next to each other. Okay. We then have our blue, which falls opposite to orange. And here we have that combo. So these are opposites, also known as complementaries. And then you're probably not going to see this very well, but it's there, I promise. Opposite to yellow falls purple. So we have our yellow, and then we'll have our purple. Okay, so these color combos work really well next to each other in dry format. And the problem comes if you're going to blend them, because your red, yellow, blue combo is going to give you brown. So what happens where these colors overlap over here and you mix them, you're going to get mud. Okay, so this is where I say stick to one side of the color spectrum, which is hard to do when you have a circle. It has no sides. So you can stick to that side or that side or this side, and you won't have a problem. The minute you go around the corner and you incorporate those two or those two or those two, you're going to get, the chances are you're going to have mud. Okay, so sorry, Donna, it's a bit of a lecture, but now we can have fun. I just wanted to go through that because it's something that I find once you understand color, you can pretty much do anything and you won't get mud. So that is something that I know was important to Olga when she was working with all these colors, that she wanted me to explain the whole color theory thing. Done. Moving right along, let's play with color in my book. Okay, let's make space on my desk. You know, the push back and clear method. So those will go back on the shelf. These will go back on their little shelf, and we will play with some sprays for a bit. And so one of the reasons why I explained that is because when you're playing in your books with this lovely paper, I don't want you to play with sprays and then not understand why you are getting mud. Oh, there's one that got away. Okay, so I played here with mud. I started with mud because I used my brushed corduroy and my blue, and that is because oh no, frayed burlap. It was frayed burlap. Frayed burlap has a blue base. Okay, it's just the nature of this beast in the oxide. So I knew that it was going to, when I added water, it was going to give off this blue base. Okay, so that's why I combined these two. And then when I was playing with this one, I played with one side of the color spectrum. So my yellows, oranges, and reds. So in fact, I used the pink here, which was Kitsch Flamingo. So that falls, pink falls into that color spectrum. Yes, somebody said, I don't like making mud. No, nobody likes making mud. And the thing is that it's so easy to make mud if you don't understand, because let's face it, if you put yellow and purple next to each other, they look absolutely gorgeous. And then you can't understand why you've got this mud. So that's why I thought I would explain this. So we're going to, as promised, make our own page. But this time I'm going to get even more technical. And I'm going to play with the stencil first, because why I like playing in a journal is that you can do so many techniques. And the more layers, the more interesting it gets, in my opinion. That is just my opinion. And what I'm doing is, this is a well-loved, very old cereal box that I have cut apart, and I use it just inside between my pages, like so. What else is in the way? My heat gun. Right. So what I'm doing is, I've got paper towel just on my desk to protect everything from the overspray. And then I put these to stop any ink seepage onto my other pages. So this is a trick I've been doing for a very long time. The other thing you will need, and I had unrolled mine to try and get it to dry. That does seem to work, is some kitchen towel. Hello from sunny Delray Beach. That must be Tamar. And Sarah says, that's why I don't get on with purple. It always seems to end up muddy. You're obviously using it with the wrong colors. Yes. If you're using it with yellows or oranges, it will not work. So let's see. Yes, I think that's Tammy. Hello, hello. Yes, it's me. A good guess, Delray Beach. Right, so this trick I learned from our lovely Diane Reevely. And she uses a paper towel. So this one, a paper towel roll, this is one that's been going for a while. And once you pinched it from your kitchen, it is never going back into your kitchen. I remember teaching this in South Africa once and saying, bring your kitchen towel, paper towel. And one lady was absolutely horrified at how we were using it. She thought we'd be tearing it off and it would happily go back into her kitchen. I said, nope. Once it's a craft room use, it's always craft room use. So what I'm going to do this time around is I'm going to add a layer of paint first. So we're going to get our stencils out, and I'm going to use this lovely set of brushes, but what I do want is some tape. And I'm going to just masking tape off. I'm going to just split it down the middle because I'm snoep, which is the Afrikaans word for stingy, because I want to mask off the bits in between. I could actually use a pair of scissors, probably a little bit better. How do you get on with the spray and the spiral? I've avoided using it with the journal because of the bleed and the spine, which sounds gory. Okay, I can't show you my other journal, Sarah, because it's full of, but I'll show you this one, because it's full of things I can't show nobody yet. So this is one of the reasons why I like these things, and I protect the pages like this, and then I glue the two pages together. So if there is any bleed, you don't see it because you're going to glue those pages together anyway. So there we go. So now I have masked off all of those. Okay, enjoy your curry, dearest Brian. Won't tell. You won't tell? No, I'm sure you won't tell. No, nobody wants a bleeding spine. I've heard of a bleeding heart. Yes, it really is an awesome stencil. So this is what got it all going. Oh, baby's asleep. Now mommy can watch. She forgot her headphones. Oops, back she goes. Yes, it's full of secrets I can't show you until March. Yes, so I do glue them. So what I'm going to do is I want to build a layer underneath, and I'm going to have, let's have them in the middle-ish, sort of middle. And I'm going to use the tape that's in there to hold that still. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a light coat of gesso to the brushes because I'm wanting to build a layer. Gesso will act as a resist to the layers that I'm going to put on top. And so I'm trying not to be overly generous so that it bleeds, because these are rather delicate little lines. And it's 15 sleeps. Yes, Jane. March is 15 sleeps, but my line won't be released till more towards the end of March, so it's more like 35 sleeps. Ish. Okay, so if you dab it like that, the texture is going to show. I am dabbing to apply the color, and then I am stroking it gently to spread the color out. Yes, lots of sleeps. I've already got my stuff and I'm playing, and it's such fun. So, very exciting. I do love working with Sarah. I think I probably drive her mad because I'm usually way ahead of schedule. Unlike most artists who are like on deadline, like lastminute.com, I'm like, oh, you need stuff for, I don't know, July. Here it is in January. Oh, you need stuff for September. Here it is in February. Okay, so I'm just going to check, which is quite difficult to see against white on white, but I think that looks good. And I'm going to do, yes, that looks good. You can just see it on the screen. There we go, ish. Yes, and and poor Sarah is working on my 2025 stuff because Sarah very graciously is helping me with my classes that I'm doing both in America and in Australia. And I am doing class stamps that you can only get if you attend my classes. And so because I have to already start preparing those classes, I know 2025 seems like 100 million light years away, but actually it's around the corner. So I already have Sarah working on those for me. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. So you lucky ladies who are booked on the cruise will get funky fossil stamps. And the peeps in Australia. What is Donna planning? I'm hearing now that sounds like a plan. Maybe if we're lucky, Belinda's book might accidentally fall open on a page. Well, Donna, because that might accidentally happen, Sarah sent me 2 books. So the one book is safely on the shelf behind me, and that can't happen. So, sorry. Not sorry. Cute evil laugh. So, we now have a layer of gesso. Hopefully that's enough. I'm going to give it a blast with a heat gun. You're waiting for the invitation to join the classes in person. Well, sorry for you, but the cruise is sold out. You can fly to Australia with me. You're small enough to fit in my suitcase, I think. I'm sure we've had this conversation. Your Christmas release is going to be awesome. Yes. All your releases are awesome, Sarah. James finished her 2025 Christmas cards. Wow. That's planning ahead. Okay, I have maced there and I have maced there, but this is an art journal and it actually doesn't matter. Okay, so let's art. Now I'm going to play just because I can. I got the new scorched timber and I want it in the normal. I don't want it with oxide. Where is it? Have I tidied it away? Quite possibly. Okay, whatever, we'll play on. So, let's get over your fear of purple. What goes with purple? Pink. And blue, of course. So, let's play with those. So we're going to play with one side of the color spectrum. And so we'll pretend that the pink is red and that the blue is blue and the purple is purple. Okay. Of course pink goes with everything. Just look at my nails. Oh, Jane, happy birthday. Okay, sneaky peek. You want to see my other journal? Let's get it off the shelf. Just to prove I have two. Sneaky peek, other journal. See, inky pages, sneaky peek. Not getting any more than that. Okay, so we just staying, trying to get. Oh, come on. There's a ball in there somewhere that's not playing ball. Right. Let's do the push back and clear. Let's get the scissors out the way. The mouse that doesn't want to be pink. Okay. And the way I like to work is traditionally I do light to dark simply because I feel like the darker colors weigh more visually. And so we're going to go with the blue at the bottom, pink at the top, purple in the middle. So it's going to be, and I'm going to be quite generous with the color. And oh, that one has more of an overspray than expected. And then the blue down the bottom. Then we're going to generously add water, even here in the scary bit where the spine might bleed. And so we're going to not quite drown it, drench it maybe, not quite drown. So there is oodles of water on here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close that page. And this is where the roller towel comes in, Diane Reevely style, and you squish and you push. So you squish down and you roll. And basically it soaks up everything that oozes out onto your book protectors. And then we're going to open that up. Ta-da! We have lots pooling there, and this is how I achieved my first page. I then tipped it up like so, held it in the middle, and I gave it extra water just to help it along. Make it drip so that it looks like it's running towards these paintbrushes. Like the paintbrushes made the mess. When you're happy with it, you put it down and you blow dry. And I know we're having lots of glare from my big light above me. So yes, the brushes resisted. If I can manage to do two things at once, it's be like rubbing my tummy and patting my head, or patting my tummy and rubbing my head. I can use my mouse with my other hand. So let's just see, maybe I can get it to run a little bit more, because now it's gone into a bit of a funk. But it's funky fossil, so we'll ignore that. Okay, so we'll just keep trying. So yes, that's why I started with the white base, because it will resist. And it'll take on some of the color, but not all of the color. And so now you have to listen to me talk while I blow dry. Oh, you've had a nice day. I'm so glad, Jane. So yes, it's really the paper really holds up well. You can see it hasn't gone all wrinkly crinkly. Just blow drying from the back to pull any excess moisture out from there. Now I'll concentrate on this side while I talk about that side. So here you can see that it did spray through, and there you can see that it did also mess, but I'll be gluing those two pages together, so it really doesn't actually matter. So you don't see it in the grand scheme of things later on. And on the side, I'm going to do the same. So you can see it really hasn't gone wrinkly at all. Paper really handles being totally drenched. I'm really rather impressed. When am I coming to Australia, Debbie? I will be leaving here end of July. My first class is in Perth on the 1st of August. And my last class is the other side of the country in Brisbane on the 1st of September. So we total across, Sunday the 1st of September. So we start on Thursday the 1st of August. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekends in August, which is very convenient because there are 5 states that we're going to. There are more states. I'm now dried that badly, so it's curled a little bit. But there you see, we have perfectly flat paper. And now I can take these out. This side didn't mess nearly as much, but because I'm going to be gluing those pages together, it doesn't matter. So we can take this one out. There we go. So yes, I'll be gluing those, and you can see nothing came through over here, nothing came through over there. Where it did come through is in between, and I'm going to be gluing those together. So there we go. Doesn't matter. Let's carry on playing with this one. If it's gone too dark, what you can do is either get some damp paper towel or a baby wipe. And in this case, I'm going to use a baby wipe. You can place the stencil back over the top so that you don't get, so that you don't take off stuff you don't want to. And you can clean the excess. So if you want to just tidy up, you can do that. So I'm just protecting my colors on either side. There we go. And I can do the same. This side actually looks like it came out fine. Mind you, this side I can see needs a bit of a cleanup there. So tidying up there. Maybe we need a little bit more of a cleanup. Maybe I didn't get my gesso right into the tip of this one's paint brush fingers. No, I did. I just need to get in there and clean it. There we go. Now they're back. So, Donna uses sprays a lot, and it's good to know the pages don't wrinkle and warp. Yes, they really, they sit pretty flat. You can just, pretty flat. And so you saw, I didn't want to just show you and say, oh, look how perfect it is, because really, that's how easy it is. Now we can carry on and play with some more of Olga's stamps. So, there is so much to learn. So Steph is saying, he's still got lots to learn. I'm still learning. Steph, I have been doing art or crafts since high school. I don't want to give it away, but I'm past my 30-year school reunion. And I'm still learning. So that's why when Tim does his product knowledge things, I watch them all from start to finish. That's why I like to pass on what I know, because it's just, we all learn differently, and sometimes you can see or hear the same thing over and over again, but sometimes just seeing that one particular thing, it's like the penny drops and it's like not as clear as mud anymore. Right, let's see what else we have down here in all this stuff. So I don't want to keep you past the hour. We have that one, we have that one, and trying to pick up off the floor, but this one escaped. There we go. The pastes are amazing. So Peapods is saying she's going to have to do a video. Yes, these new pastes are absolutely delicious. Don't eat them, but they really, really are great. In fact, maybe I should use some paste with this. The new purple paste would be gorgeous. So you see, you can't get mud if you stick to one side of the color spectrum, Sarah. So I challenge you to try it again. What am I going to use? Let's use some of the other paint brushes. And let's stamp in colors, because now I have all these wonderful colors. Oh, Ali is not feeling well. Tonsillitis. Yeah, that's unpleasant. I had chickenpox for my 21st. No childhood disease should be had as an adult. It's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So these lovely brushes of Olga's, I'm going to place them where I want them. And then I'm going to get out a nice big platform. So some I'm going to have close together. Some I'm going to have further apart. And I'm just trying to stagger them because those are all in a straight stripe. Oh, fan brush. We have to have the fan brush. So let's have the fan brush all the way up there. And how many have I got left? And there's still some on the other one. On the other stamp set. I have 3 left on here. So I'm basically creating my own design. I don't have to use them all, but I've got them, so I want to. Okay. Right, that's enough. Enough is just a little bit more. Let's add the last one. Let's have it done here. Okay. She says, looking for the biggest one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to get them there. Oh, yes, you'll need antibiotics with that. Ali, no messing about as an adult. Okay, so now let's get out pink ink. Let's do them in pink just for fun. So now we're gonna just making sure that I've got the no. Peel them off there, ink them up. And just because we're stamping, traditionally black is what everybody reaches for. And so I think so these pinks are going to be down here and those are going to be up there. So let's go with some cyan over the side. Do a bit of the color theory that we were discussing earlier, and let's put some purple in the middle. Okay, so we'll get this one will be purple and maybe that one will be half. Maybe we'll do a bit of half on this one. The purple is quite dark. Rightio then. Time to see if I can get it to where I wanted it, where I had it, somewhere-ish like that, sort of. Definitely, maybe, yes. Commit. And I'm just going to squish each brush, walk my hands down. And then we'll do the same on that side. Okay. And ta-da! Okay, we ink it again in the same fashion. So we're going to have pink ink on this side. And we will do some purple in the middle. And let's do the blue first because the blue is lighter. I don't want to mess up my ink pads. Let's get a little bit of purple onto this one like I did last time. There we go. And we will stamp on this side. So let's see where this one fits on the side. Okie dokie, maybe a bit over. And commit. Oh, thanks, Donna. So, right, let's let my fingers do the walking. There was an advert for the Yellow Pages telephone directory on South Africa telly 100 years ago. Let your fingers do the walking through the Yellow Pages. So I'll do my finger walking on my stamps. And ta-da! Oh, I do like that. So I have 3 minutes left of my hour. I know I don't have to stick to an hour, but I kind of feel like everybody's time is precious. So let's see. I can't read that without my glasses over. Your creativity is so wild, even your supplies can't keep up. Brush it off. What else have we got? Measure success in paint smudges and ink stains. Paint your dreams, sculpt your destiny, and try not to trip over your own brushes. I like that one. I think I might have that one, seeing as I've got all these brushes going. And then I might do a few drips because it's not Olga without her stains. So I will maybe do some stains, but let's do some wording. I always like wording on a page. So I think we will grab that one. And I'm going to go with the purple because it's really nice and dark on this. I just need my smaller. I have another small one. Yes, there it is, buried. Oh, thanks, Ali. The lives are really great fun. I do enjoy doing them, and I also enjoy watching them. Okay, so where am I going to put this? Space there. So what I'm going to do is, because of this, you need to place your stamp where you want it, and then put your block over the top. Otherwise, this will hit the block, and then you'll be in trouble. So we will ink it up with that. And I wasn't going to do purple today, Sarah, but I thought, why not, seeing as you struggle with it. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is. Sarah's objecting to the purple. Hump day. It's nearer to the weekend. Yes, you're quite right. Okay, Sarah, you have to please draw a winner for the book, because I said there would be one winner drawn live, and then the other winner will be drawn and announced later in the week. So there we go. Paint your dreams, sculpt your destiny, and try not to trip over your own brushes. And I squished that rather hard, so now it's a little difficult to read, so I will find a way to fix that. What else can I do while Sarah's drawing her prize winner? I mean, there is so much you can do. You can put the stencil back on and you can stamp through it, or let's do that just for fun. While you think there should be orange, here's orange, just for you, Sarah. And then there's blue. What you don't have is Sarah's favorite green. That's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. So what we can do is we can put this on and then we can stencil through it. Let's do that. Let's find my texture stencils. Squares and circles. Here we go. Can't have a rainbow. Let's show practice with purple. Yes. So let's just see. I'm sure in here is my little tiny dotty favorite most dirty stencil. No? Oh, probably because it never gets put away. Yes, quite right. Here it is. So I'm going to put this over the top of that stencil. And I'm going to use my pink ink because I want something subtle. By coincidence, you picked Sarah Sethers. I give away winner tonight. Yay! Hooray, Sarah! Let's put that on the screen. Well, Dace. Well done. Yay! So I'm sure Sarah probably has your address, but please private message. The more I look at these pages, the more you appreciate the color blends. Oh, thank you. Yes. Well done, Sarah. So I'm going to use my yummy funky fossil and I'm going to just grab some ink from there. So the reason I've done separate brushes for these is these are permanent. So I'm really just wanting the dots on the handle. There we go. And this is a bit like what we were talking about earlier when we were discussing how the screens are made for the different colors. There. So that looks a bit like the Moya pattern. Let's just do that quickly on the other side and then I'm done. Thank you for joining me tonight, people, on your Valentine's evening. Thank you for being my Valentine company. My hubby and I don't really do much for Valentine's. We once won a gift voucher for a very expensive restaurant and I decided to keep it for Valentine's. What a disaster. I think one, is there something there? No. I think one beetroot fed the whole restaurant. You know, it was one of those tiny portion places. There we go. And I'm going to call that done. Glad everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for staying with me and watching. Yes, I want to see your sprays in your journal, Sarah. That is going to be awesome. So Sarah will be using her sprays tomorrow. And got lunch and used a voucher you had for your silver wedding anniversary. Nice. Happy silver wedding anniversary, whenever that was. And it's a pleasure, Donna. It's an absolute pleasure. So every day should be Valentine's. I know my hubby does actually bring me random flowers and gifts, so I can't complain. You do need one of these journals, Debbie. So hold fingers and thumbs that you are possibly the winner after the live. But yes, really, I feel that they are absolute value for money. You really, really can't go wrong. Oh, sweet. Dad once took your mom to Little Chef with a 2-for-1 voucher, a special Valentine's treat. Oh, it's a pleasure, Judith. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And Thank you, Sarah Seth. And yes, enjoy the prize. I'm sure that Sarah does have your details, but just private. Yes, the quality is really, really good. You saw how I absolutely drowned it. It is not necessary to drown it, but I was trying to prove a point and I think it worked. It's a pleasure. You having a ready meal for one. Well, there you go. We all had something totally separate for dinner tonight. My husband had to go into the office, so it's a pleasure. I'm going to say good night and I'm going to end the stream. So happy Valentine's. Bye.